What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Mini Toyota Fanatics videos start by me saying I had no intention of making a video today, and that is very true for this video. I woke up, I put on my oil changing sweatshirt, and I came downstairs to do an oil change on our 25 Tacoma. It's first oil change. It has 2,000 miles roughly. And although I've done hundreds of oil changes on many different Toyotas, I decided to watch a YouTube video really quick to just make sure I'm not missing anything. And I was like, it's from a good YouTube maker, makes great videos. But it was just so dark. There was no light underneath. I couldn't really see what was going on. And I was thinking, somebody who makes YouTube Toyota videos has got to do a better oil change video on the 4th gen Tacoma and 6th gen 4Runners with the 2.4 turbo. And the idea hit me. We should just make a video real quick right now. This is the engine we will be doing the oil change on today. It is the 2.4 turbo, you know, Toyota's new engine that is just hated. And I don't know why. We've driven it for a couple months. It's been a fantastic engine. You know, the original Toyotas that I grew up with, the 22 REs, they were a 2.4 liter, 4-cylinder, and now we're back, except now we got a turbo. I see no problem with it, but only time will tell. But anyways, Toyota's recommending wait till 10,000 miles to do your first oil change. Now, Toyota gives you free oil changes at 10,000 mile intervals, and they're claiming you should wait till 10,000. We have 2,000 miles on this thing. There's no way I'm waiting till 10. I think 5 is a stretch. Yesterday, I found myself just buying the oil and the filter, and I don't think it can hurt. Let's talk about the supplies real quick. This engine takes 5.9 quarts of 0W20 full synthetic. This will be the oil filter you need. It's a 90915 YZZN1. So this right here is a tool to remove the element style oil filter on our 5.7 Sequoia, and we used it on our 5.7 Tundra also. And you can tell I was really cranking on it a couple years ago, and I broke a tooth off right there. Normally I would just grip the oil filter, but these are kind of small filters, so I've heard the inside of this tool right here will grip the OEM filter. We also have some drain plug washers that we got from the dealership. Now I've also already gone and removed the skid plate. It is just 4 little bolts right there. If you can't get that skid plate off with those 4 bolts, and you may want to reconsider if you should even be doing an oil change. So you guys don't need to see that. Took the skid plate off. This is a dollar store bucket right here. I buy these all the time. I highly recommend you go to the dollar store and just buy like 10 of these. All the oil from one oil change, no matter what, Sequoia, Tundra, 4Runner, whatever, they all fit in one of those. So great to have some of those around. 1951. All right, so let's just jump into it. These oil changes, no matter what vehicle it is, they're pretty much straightforward, the same thing all across. First thing we're gonna do here is let's just go ahead and take off the oil fill cap. We'll put that off to the side. Now, one interesting thing here is when I took the skid plate off, this little piece fell out. You know, and it looks like it's from one of these. We'll just have to find that later. We'll put that in the old pocket. So one thing I gotta say that's kind of funny is I was critiquing the YouTube video I watched because it was super dark and all that, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm in here, I got some time. I'll just make a quick video with some great lighting, show people what's going on under there. Oh, I go to grab my big LED Husky light, and it's bungee corded up there. Yeah, so you know, one car garage problems, it sucks. The only thing worse than a one car garage is a no car garage. So I'm happy to have the space. It's nice, but our main light source is up there. So the only other thing that we got here is my neighbor. My neighbor is like 89 years old. This guy is a trip. He's like an old Harley guy. He has 2 Harleys he bought brand new. And he went to, oh man. Dude rode his Harley the last time. He rode it to Sturgis like every year, and then he got too old and he just parked him in his garage. Anyways, he saw me doing an oil change in the dark a few months ago, and he came over and said, hey, I got a light for you. And he gave me this thing. Look, it's like a yellow jacket with duct tape on it. It's ridiculous. I have, like, at least I thought I did. I know they're put away somewhere, some like nice LED work lights. And, man, this is funky, but you know what? I appreciate him. Shout out to him for giving me this thing. It's the only light that I can find right now to make anything accessible down here. So, all right, this is better than the other YouTube video because we have light. So like I mentioned before, we were like 2 minutes into this oil change, so I already actually took the filter off. This is the new filter I'm using for an example, but it screws in right here. There's not a lot of room to get in there. It's a tiny little filter, so it's hard to wrap your whole hand around it. So you might want to get some sort of removal tool before you jump into this, because I've drained oil before on vehicles and then not been able to get the filter off, and that's a horrible situation. That's why the first thing I do is I come down, see if I can loosen up the filter, and if I can get it, then I'll proceed with oil change. This is how it's done. Step one, remove oil engine cap. Put this bucket right here up, take your 14mm socket and remove the plug from the bottom of the oil pan and let it drain out. We've let it go for about 10 minutes, and as you can tell, it is completely empty now. Go ahead and get the filter twist in there. We're doing up a simulation. Twist that thing to the left, and as you guys can see, it's only a couple little drips right there at the bottom. It was really clean the way it fell into the bucket. Very impressive Toyota. I've had some messy vehicles before. So far, this is real clean. It's probably been about 10-15 minutes, so this is drained out all the way. So we can go ahead and put the drain plug back in. Remove our old drain plug washer. We'll go ahead and toss that thing. Let's get our new drain plug washer on there. We'll go back to our oil pan. We'll give it one quick little wipe out. And with the washer on, go ahead and reinstall your drain plug. I like to crank this bolt down right now, just so you don't forget about it later. You just want to get it till it's nice and seated, and then just give it a nice little 15% from there, and you are good. All right, you guys know the drill. We're gonna pull this plastic piece off and pour a little oil in there, and then we'll run a little around the gasket on it, and then screw it on the vehicle. You know, and as far as retightening it, I think we can do it enough with our hand where I'm gonna feel pretty good about it. Get this bucket out of here now. All right, I'm gonna get it pretty much to where it stops. Just give it a little crank from there. Now I like to take a little wet paper towel, whatever you got. We'll go ahead and just wipe all this down. Make sure we're all nice and clean and not greasy. And that looks very nice. And we'll go ahead and do the same over by the drain plug. All right, so it's time to put the oil back in, and we have a 5 quart and a 1 quart, so we have 6 quarts total. The vehicle's calling for 5.9. I think we're gonna put in about 5.7 right now. Start it up, run it for a minute, and we'll see what the level's at. Don't even think about trying to not use a funnel. You will just make a big old mess. So when I'm pouring the oil in, it's always a good time to reflect on things such as, did I put the drain plug in? I think so. Well, we'll see. We'll see if my toes start getting wet. I don't know if you can see that. Assuming I'm actually holding it flat. I think that's about 7/10. A little cap back on. So every time I do an oil change, I just do a quick run through before I fire it up for the first time. So let's just go over real quick what we did. We took the oil fill cap off the engine. Then we went down and we took the drain plug off. We drained it out. While it was draining, we took off the oil filter, let that drain out. Then we went back, put the oil plug back in with a new washer. Then we came back. After we had oiled up the gasket, we put the new oil filter back on, tightened it down, cleaned everything up down there. Then we came up here, we put 5.9 quarts of 0W20 in, and we put the oil cap back on. Everything is good. Let's do this. It's telling me the hood is open. So as we just saw, that I didn't even know this existed, there's some sort of sensor underneath the hood to tell it that it's open. Where is that sensor? Where is that sensor? How does it know the hood is open? Interesting. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for coming along with us and doing our first oil change on our 2025 Toyota Tacoma. Every single 2.4 turbo in all the new Tacomas, 24 and up, the 4th gen, and all 2025 and up, 6th gen 4Runners will have the filter, the drain plug, everything in the same spot. We just did it right there. So this video should be helpful for quite some time. Anyways, if you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Everybody drop a big old thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.